Tara with Guitar Girl Magazine, and we're here with Andy Powers at the Taylor booth. And we're going to talk.
Coming.
Thank you for having us. We're going to talk guitars and some other stuff. How did you become a guitar maker?
Well, since my
What
dad.
inspired you?
Okay, my dad's a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up around woodworking, and I'd work with him, and I'd make things. That's what I do. I like making things. I have two hands, I've got tools. That's what we're going to do. And one day my dad brought home a scrap of wood that was big enough for me to try building a guitar with. And, that wasn't an uncommon occurrence. It was just, oh, I brought you a big scrap of wood today. Great. So I was in love with the guitar. Loved the songs. I was learning to play them. I thought, oh, I'll make a guitar. That'd be fun. So I tried building a guitar, and it was more of a guitar-shaped object. It wasn't really a guitar. It was kind of in that shape. And it broke. It broke. I got 6 mismatched tuning keys on it. I got some strings on it. Finally started to tune it up to pitch, and the whole thing just exploded. It blew apart.
Heartbroken.
I did. I was totally heartbroken. I was 7 or 8 years old at the time, and I'd worked really hard on this thing, and it just exploded. And I thought, oh, that's actually kind of cool. It was almost like putting a firecracker in it or something. Yeah. So as soon as I had a chance to get a bigger piece of wood again, I built another. That one broke too. And in a way, it was probably the fact that those had not worked is why I kept doing it. But by the time they started working, and then I discovered, man, I can keep making these, and these actually make sounds. I can play songs with it. I was completely forever enamored with building instruments. So that was, from then till now, that's all I've really done is continue to make instruments, play instruments, think about them, repair them, restore them, listen to them. That's how it came about.
I just want to say that besides designing guitars, you also do so many other things. I always call you, when I was on the podcast, they asked me to describe you in one word, and I said genius. I mean, you're a craftsman. That was my second one. I said, to me, you've done so many things. If you ever had the chance to go to his house, I mean, it's amazing. You have, refurbished a 100-year-old barn?
Yeah, that's an old house.
I mean...
We do things.
Yeah.
We do things.
You even made the light fixtures,
Yeah.
I think you might even beat out Chip and Joanna Gaines on that one. Anyway, so I thought, was there anything that Andy Powers can't do? But then you burst my bubble when I was in Nashville, when you told the little story about your vocal coach, your teacher.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I like singing songs.
Yeah.
Everybody sings songs. My kids sing songs. I sing songs. But not all of us have a voice that's going to be admired, we'll say. So when I was younger, I took some vocal lessons, and the teacher I had, she was my piano teacher from the time I was real young, so I knew her well. And she finally goes, "Look, Andrew, you're doing everything right. Your posture's right, your breathing's right. Your voice just doesn't sound good. Just play your guitar, But at least you're honest, And then she follows it up, makes it 1,000,000 times worse. She goes, "But if you must sing, please don't tell anyone that I taught you."
Oh. I thought that was a great story.
Oh, it's hilarious, but even still, we sing. We sing because we want to tell stories.
Right.
There's 1,000,000 things that you can do in the form of a song. You can wrestle with your fears. You can tell about what troubles you. You can express joy, and you can express sorrow, and you can express concern or whatever you're feeling. You can do it in the form of a song and make it understandable in a way that words alone won't do. And in so many ways, that's what a guitar like this is for. So this is our Grand Pacific guitar. It's something that I've been working on for a number of years now. And growing up, I listened to a lot of bluegrass music, a lot of what we call Americana and things like that now, because my dad being a carpenter, I grew up going to work with him, and I'd get to work with all his tools and listen to the songs that he'd play throughout the course of a day. And a lot of these are great stories. Some of them have, some moral message. Some of them are just upbeat, fast numbers to keep you moving and kind of get you a little further down the road. Right? I'd listen to these songs and go, yeah, this is great. I want to make a guitar that has these sounds. And with a lot of guitars, that sound that we associate with those familiar records doesn't really exist. And so that's that, in a lot of ways, is what led to the development of the V-Class idea, as well as this guitar. It's wanting something that had a sound that was familiar, that we couldn't actually make and you couldn't find in any way. So it's the guitar that fits with a song. It fits as a supporting role for a voice. It fits a lot of styles of player.
Now the V-Cast bracing that you have on this, this all been going throughout the whole line now?
Yeah, it's starting to launch through other series as well. Last year we introduced them in our Grand Auditorium guitars as, in many ways, the most Taylor-ish sounding Taylor guitars we've ever made. Because we think of that sound and it's a very modern, high fidelity, like a high resolution sound. So that's great in its familiar territory. Now this year we're introducing this new Grand Pacific guitar that has a totally different characteristic. Every note is shaped differently. As well, we're introducing that V-Class idea into our Grand Concert guitars, especially like these ones that I have right here. This particular guitar is a 512 with a 12 fret neck. This is our smallest body size with a relatively short scale length and a short neck. Now what's so fascinating with this design is every one of the V-Class guitars becomes a more unique personality. That design, it allows us to shape it, so rather than having like subtle distinctions, they have very unique and broadly divergent personalities. So this guitar will have the volume and the projection, the sustain that we like, this incredible intonation out of the V-Class idea, but with a voice that's uniquely its own.
These new models, you're going to have all these different types of wood offerings and different, so that's going to add so many options for people to choose from to get their sound and their tone that they're looking for.
It is. A lot of times we talk about these different personalities and we think of different woods, mahogany or rosewood. You line those guitars up and the reality is they sound like guitars. There's subtle distinctions. You know, you can train your ear to pick up on those nuances. I was going to say, a trained musician would know. Yeah, you pick up on the nuances of it. But in this case, all the things that go into that guitar make it a more unique personality. The strings you put on it, the pick you play, the woods, of course, the body shape. Every one of these guitars is voiced in a unique way to give a totally different personality. Like as yet another example. Okay, this one is a 712 model with a 14 fret neck that also now has a V-Class internal architecture. Completely different sound.
I can hear that.
Has this beautiful sweetness and musicality, but it's as if a different person walked in the room and started singing a song.
Right.
So there's a lot that we're really thrilled about for 2019.
Well, great. We're looking forward to hearing more of the music and from these artists that are going to be playing these guitars. And
it's wonderful. Thank you for coming to visit us.
Thank you for having us.